Hey everybody, and welcome to another one of my videos. So today we are going to see Jack Spirko of the Survival Podcast while he was teaching how to build a Johnson Sue Bioreactor at the Living Free in Tennessee Spring 2025 workshop. Jack's a pretty good teacher, and there's some interesting conversation in the background I think everybody will enjoy. But if you were looking to go to the LFTN 2026 Spring Workshop, bad news, it's sold out. So the best I can tell you is to keep a watch on Nicole's show and see if any tickets come up. But I would encourage you to consider coming in 2027. It's a great time, great people, and a wonderful opportunity to learn a bunch of handy skills on the homestead. With that said, I ask that you guys like and subscribe so I can keep filming this stuff and getting it out. On other news, enjoy the video.
Nobody's gonna stand in my way. Give it up, son, I'm doing this my way.
Obsidian. Yeah. I've got some to practice with. I just, in my spare time.
You sharpen that on a stone or with a belt grinder?
Yeah. Tell me if it needs
No,
sharpening.
don't know. I know what that does. And it'll have a significant overlap because that'll make it stronger. And one side probably has more overhang. So when we come around here, this will be the inside piece. That'll be the outside piece. And we'll overlap about right there. Okay. And then all we want to do is we want to tie wrap here, like several places, the bottom several places, and then we want to go ahead and do a couple penetrations just to hold that, maybe 2 or 3. So like you come right here, take your knife, and again we're going to go below
I work around
that
people.
first
This is
hash,
all just raw footage.
hash, so that it bears the burden. These are some pretty cheesy, weak ass zip ties. So then do like one here, and one here, and one here. First windstorm. It's the easiest one of these I ever built.
First significant windstorm, they'll find it over up on the dam.
How are we doing this?
Tornadoes.
Hey Jack, are we going up and
A
down?
tornado.
We're going up
No.
and down or side to side.
Come this way, like this. Like where's this? Right? You want to do this.
Gotcha.
Through all
Yeah.
all the things.
Yeah, and then remember, there's 2 layers.
I mean, it's going to take a hell. It would be a tornado because this is going to weigh a lot, especially if they do what they're supposed to do and keep it wet. And that's I want to check this.
Yep.
I have a sneaking suspicion. I hope I'm wrong. I am. Okay.
Well, we've gotten a fair bit of rain too, so.
Yeah, but he does it like in 2 days. I would leave it for like 6. You pull them out. The problem is, after about 3 or 4 months, your columns cave in. Because when this cools down, you're going to add worms in here. You probably don't even have to. They're just going to show up and they're going to start moving stuff. And you're going to get rain events, etc. With those columns stay open the whole year. So the way we make them is I just worked out that if you have 7 sections of this type of fence, you end up with a perfect diameter for your columns. So you count 7 sections and then you cut it free of the next section here and you leave these little tags. It's actually really easy to do if you sit down because you kind of put it on your legs like this and kind of round it out. This one's broken, of course.
You're welcome.
Around PVC maybe, or?
And then these go here like this, and it doesn't have to be perfectly round when you start. You can round it out when you're done. And then you just take this, and this way you don't have to use wire at all. It's already part of the fencing. And then bend them down and go to the next one. And once you get a couple to start poking them through before you bend it, or it will get much harder to do what I'm doing. And this is much easier to do if you're seated. And we built those earlier, and I didn't build this one so you could see how. And so that at least one of you could build one. So who wants to complete this one? Come on. I know it's the last day. All right. You see how that's going? Yeah. Okay, and as you come around, you know, You come in there, come on the top if you can, and this is why once you get this one done, you kind of want to put like 3 or 4 of them in before you crimp them. This is going to get harder. Come around like that with it, and come inside and point it that way, because that way it's less likely to stab somebody. We'll make this the top.
Okay.
Okay? And the only one you're going to point up is be the last one, because you're going to have to point the last one up. Okay?
All right.
And it would be, if you can find a dry place to sit down, if you lay that in your lap, it's way easier than should have told him to bring us a hammer. Now he's going to really be pissed. So Sean, we want to take that rebar and do what we were trying to do with those stakes. It's a really good looking frame.
All right, David's our new expert here.
Guys, we're going to use some of the biochar. Who wants to screen biochar? Does anybody want? All right, come on down. Okay. You don't need a shovel. What you need is that hoe behind you you're stepping on, about to trip on.
The one that I step on and then it smacks me in the face.
Yeah. Don't do that. Right? And just push it back and forth and get it to sift through. And you can kind of, let me show you. You can kind of do this as you're pushing. You can actually push it. Well, no. All right, hold on to that. Let's see if we go this way with it, if that'll work out. Yeah, that's much more stable. And if you kind of push it, a lot of it will just crush, almost like a cheese grater.
Right.
Right? So just keep doing that until you're stuck with nothing but big material that won't go through. And then the big material, dump it in there.
On these, you want these interwoven through?
No. In there.
Yeah, in the front, you have to go find a hammer and on the sled.
All right.
Back shelf to the left while you're facing that wall in my tool bag.
Attention spans are weak.
There's a sledge somewhere in the Taladro Holler, probably.
Now, Jack, why are we separating the big from the little pieces of the biochar?
Okay, so we want to crush biochar, and we may not have time to actually crush it. Somebody may go crush that. The way we crush it is we put it in a feed bag. We drive a truck over it.
Can I drive a Subaru over it?
Yep, you can drive a Subaru, whatever. Just make sure where you do it, the ground is hard. If you drive over it in the dirt, it won't crush.
Right.
But why?
But if we didn't do this first, we'd get a very poor first crush. And the reason is because we have tiny pieces, little pieces, smaller pieces, bigger pieces, a little bit bigger pieces in there. And what happens is when you go to crush that, it all aggregates and there's very little airspace. And so it's compacting instead of crushing. When it's all large particle size and you drive that truck over it, it crushes really good. Like 80% of it will go through the screen after just a couple passes.
Okay, so not necessarily a requirement to set up the compost bin. Just
no, you don't need to do this, but Nicole made biochar, and if she takes my approach, she won't have biochar in her compost until next year. So my approach is that goes in the coop with the bedding, and every time you add bedding in your deep litter system, you add more biochar. And then you don't have to do what we're doing right now. It happens throughout the season, and when you clean out your coop like they did today to make the biochar, or to make the compost, it's already got the biochar in it. And it's also done you a couple services. One, your birds will eat it,
Our coop needs
and when they eat it a lot, it will improve their feed efficiency by about 20%. Okay. It will also reduce your stink because it will absorb all of the stink, including when they shit and they've been eating it. It's already starting to do it before it comes out of them, so it will reduce your flies. Like I have like probably 10% of the flies in the spring now that I used to, just from adding that. There's a lot of ways to use this beyond just what we're doing with it right now. Like if you store things like apples or other fruits or potatoes in your pantry, you take a storage tray that you're gonna put on a rack in your pantry and put about 2 inches of that in the bottom of the tray and put your food on top of it. It will drastically increase the life of your food. So it will spoil a lot slower. And the main reason is the number one thing that causes things like that to spoil is what?
Say there's
What is the gas
ingredients in here.
that it off gases? Ethylene. And that is like an ethylene magnet.
Yeah.
It will pull it in and turn it into basically a fertilizer. But then it's not decomposing your food.
They don't even try it.
So you could use it for store your food, then use it in your coop, then use it in your compost, and then use it in your garden. And you're basically, I don't want to say slowing entropy, because this will all be dead, and wherever she put that in the soil will still be in a job 1,000 years after we're all dead. That is permanent sequestered carbon in the soil. Don't try to. We were supposed to have 3-foot fence and 4-foot rebar. And the reason I do that, hand me one of the columns, is it's very important, the location of these columns, and we don't want them to get what I call student drift. Student drift is where you tell the student to hold it, and they're like, I'm holding it, and then I come over and push it back, and we add more material, and they say, I'm holding it, and what we end up with at the end, instead of 7 beautiful straight columns, that give us the distance we want in our compost from an edge, which is 1 foot ideally and up to 18 inches, okay? We end up with this. So then this stuff is not breathing the way that it should, okay? So we're gonna have to keep it straight. That means that as we're adding material, we're gonna have to have 1 person at least per column not letting it drift. And we're not gonna be able to do something I usually do. I usually actually put a cinder block there, and I get a student to get up in it and walk around on it. Because you're not going to over-compact the material over using. Now, that's really true for me because my material is probably at least 80% straw. It's never going to compact too much. In fact, it gets too much air in it, and that's why I do that. So we don't really need to do that here. We're going to be adding also, as we go, some adjuncts. Now, sometimes when we're doing something like this, people get in a real big hurry and they want to get done fast. Right? There's a great 1980s hair band called Survivor, and they have a song, and one of the lines it is, don't let the moment pass too fast, right? Or don't let the moment run too fast, right? We don't want to try to do this quick, we want to do it right, and let's enjoy it and have fun, even though I'm kind of being a dick right now. I'm only being a dick to make sure everybody hears me. And that way, if you don't do what I say, I can be a real dick and throw you out. Tell you can't do it, Eric's going to take over for you, because Eric always listens, because he's a Marine, and Marines listen.
Oh yeah.
Right? They know how to take orders.
And kill shit.
Yeah, they know how to kill stuff. All right, everybody got that. So we're going to be adding some adjuncts. Here's what we got for adjuncts. We got some comfrey, always a great starter. Nighthawk went down to his place and got us a big pile of leaves. So as we add the material, we'll add it like a little bit.
I have rabbit poop too.
Oh, we have rabbit
in
poop.
that bucket over there.
Okay. So as we get layers of that material, and we'll sprinkle in maybe a couple comfrey leaves. We'll sprinkle in maybe a scoop of biochar. We'll add some of Nighthawk's leaves. We'll wet it down. And anybody hear Jeff Lawton talk about making compost? Never get it too wet. You should be able to squeeze it, and one little drop should come out. If you have the power of the force while we're building this, you should feel Jeff Lawton tremble over in either Jordan, Australia, because we have over-wet the compost. It's not going to stay that way. It's going to drain through. One of the modifications I made to this method is Dr. Johnson puts it on a pallet for more airflow. You get plenty of airflow, trust me. I want it with soil contact. And I want it with soil contact because I want the IMO that's here in that soil exposed to the bottom of it in direct contact. Now I did that at my place because the area I build mine in, I did commercial duck eggs selling to restaurants for about 5 years. I had 200 ducks in the holding area every night. I was bringing in 2 yards of compost every 2 weeks during any time of the year that it was raining, and when it wasn't raining I was bringing in 2 yards once a month. I did that for 5 years. And that area, things just grow there. It's just teeming. And what I think we're doing here, this is how I feel about it anyway, this is giant, easy, lazy man's IMO. Instead of the stuff where they're making the little cultures and all that, and then, you know, IMO 1, IMO 2, IMO 3, all this material is collecting indigenous microorganisms. When the wood chips that go into my system, I have about 20 yards still sitting in my field. Some of them are 5 years old. And I'm mixing them through like we're doing these adjuncts here, and I'm tapping with those after we're done to keep it from evaporating from the top. They don't have wood chips, so they'll add them tomorrow. Dr. Johnson takes this material and caps it with that. He puts drip irrigation on it. They're gonna have to manually water, which is what they've chosen to do, so that's fine. What I do is, you know those little plastic ring sprinklers that are like $8, like Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's? I take one of those and they fit right around the center. And I put a little, little toggle valves that you put on the end. That's how you control your flow. I set them so when you turn it on, they spray almost to the edge. Not quite. I run 3 to 4 at a time. So I have one of those manifolds, and then that goes into the spigot, and there's one of the mechanical timers there. And I walk out and I go, 10 minutes today, and I walk away. And that's how I water mine.
I'm gonna go for a short drive.
You don't have to do that. Have fun, Nicole. Back and forth, pull, reposition it and do it again. All right. If you want to manually water, that's fine, but you really need to stick with it. I got on Nicole, I told her, I said I thought that probably got hydrophobic. It didn't. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I've seen people with compost, like, oh, it rains. And then we get a rain like we had yesterday, and they're like, oh, it has to be wet. And you pull an inch off of it, and what is it, Alan, underneath?
Bone dry.
Bone dry. Why?
Because the top layer went hydrophobic.
Yep.
And when it gets rained on, it just beats up and runs off. And you get that much wet, and the rest is dry, the rest is way down.
Yep. And what's going on is there's living things in there. That's what this is all about. Anybody ever see those documentaries with those frogs in the desert? That they go in the ground during they might be in there for 2 or 3 years, and they got a little envelope around them, little moisture envelope, they kind of go dormant. And when it takes a heroic rain event to wake them up and get them to come out. All your little critters in there, they go into survival mode. Some of them don't make it. And they have, like, they exude like these gels that encase them. And that's what's repelling the water. If you've ever left like a bag of soil, like potting soil, and you let it dry out, and you're like, it'll be fine. And you put it in the pot, and you run it, and you just run water into it. Yeah? And it's pouring out the bottom. It has to be wet. You dump it out, it's still dry. That's what's happened. And usually you have to soak that soil, which we really don't want to do at that point. So the best thing to do is make sure you don't let that happen. They did a good job. I was wrong. When we're adding material. Everybody got that? Yep. This is going to be so dirty and nasty. Okay, let's see. We're going to bring this one about here. And Dr. Johnson, I might need a taller guy than you for this.
I might be. I can shovel. That's fine.
Okay. We need somebody with long-ass monkey arms. Eric, you're pretty tall.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
You could do it like on a Google Drive thing, just put it on your website.
Like it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I
it
do.
depends on if they want it just class or if they want it public. Or
Yeah,
That's a rock.
That's a rock.
Okay, do you want me to give you on the flash drive or?
Whoa, be careful.
email.
Oh, I was on the,
downloadable from Dropbox.
And then watch your hand doesn't hit the closer one. Okay, so we're still going to have some stabilization because we're sitting on rock.
Yeah.
Everybody come take a look at where we're at with this now. One way or another, when you're getting ready to fill, you should look something like we have right here. Now, these aren't perfectly straight, and these will not just hold, so we're still going to need some student help to kind of keep them straight. But if we ended and they looked, except for that one, to just piss me off, if we ended and they looked exactly like they are now, I would be totally happy. Because everybody see that no matter where you're at in here, you're no more than a foot from a breathing edge. And we know that air can move through that pile easily at 1 foot. Like your top foot of soil, if you have good tilth, has plenty of oxygen because it can breathe. If we had built this, let's say we all showed up on Monday, right now this would be steaming freaking hot already. There's a lot of nitrogen in there. This is gonna go quick for Nicole. So what we wanna do now is everybody that's willing to hold, pick a column to hold. But we need big dudes that can pick that bucket up right there. We might as well start with
on
that.
bucket duty.
And we might want to like move the bucket, like dump some and move around.
Yep.
But let's not go until we get somebody on every place. We need
I'll trade you if you can't reach it.
we got that. Okay, good.
Oh, you got that one? We got
Yep.
it.
All right. Let's go. Like I said, don't just dump it all. Go in between, folks.
Rebecca, don't worry about me. You're getting paid to do this. I'm just.
It could be worse.
Can somebody move that one?
I have a plan.
I know rabbits.
When they get to me, I'm gonna switch with somebody. Right?
Thanks.
Yeah, but it's your job. I'm just
it's
screwing
hard for me
around.
to get in there. I knew which spot to pick.
And your video will
Go
come
ahead.
out better than mine too.
Yeah. All right. So let's grab a hoe or something and kind of move it around a little bit, even it out. Doesn't need much.
Whoa.
The hoe.
Dirty.
You were at Jack's, weren't you?
Ooh, yummy.
Some of it is cake, so be careful.
Where's a spade shovel?
Cake. Yeah.
Black Forest.
Yeah, whatever biochar doesn't go in here will go into duck
I
poop.
think the best part about doing this is the side noises that you get.
Cocoa Puffs.
It's like, oh, yeah, rabbit poop.
And you know, if we run out of this before we get it full, it's okay. It's in there. It's gonna do what it does.
I'll have more tomorrow.
Okay, and then we had some comfrey.
It's over here in the bucket.
Just throw a couple leaves in there. And is that hose on?
Yes.
Okay, great. How much is in there?
Dirty hose, clean hose.
Let's go ahead. Soak. Somebody soak.
Soaker.
Somebody on hose, dude. Somebody get it.
Soaker to the front desk. Soaker to the front desk.
And make sure to get everywhere good and soaking wet, and then we'll add another layer. And we're just gonna keep doing this. And at some point, you may turn around for guidance, and I just might not need you. You might have to make command decisions now, because you should all be experts at this point.
If somebody wants to start filling up the buckets with manure sitting behind us, that'd be great so we can keep dumping.
You're good.
Okay.
I work around people.
And you know what you guys could fill up? The little bucket.
Oh yeah.
That's a great idea.
5-gallon bucket.
I bet if you do.
Get some leaves to add some carbon, because we are really high in our nitrogen here.
We are really high on our nitrogen.
Yep. So let's get another bucket of leaves.
Bucket of leaves.
2 buckets of leaves, a couple scoops of rabbit shit. No more coop manure until we get this soaked. A couple scoops of that. Spread that out really good, the biochar. That's
I
really
think
gonna
you
help the
probably
moisture
just
distribution.
water it while they're adding the adjuncts. You just said soak it.
I go ahead.
It takes me about 3 hours to do
Once
that.
we've got the litter spread, then I think we can start.
What's that?
Who's getting in? I'm just waiting.
We can get in now.
Where's Brian? Brian did a really good job at your house.
He did do a good job.
Now, if you had to reproduce this without as many holders, could you make like 1x3s in a pattern? Like 1, 2, 3?
What do you mean?
Like this, just to hold them across?
Throw them to a board and lay the
Yeah,
board
you
on
could.
top.
If you wanted to build a top jig, that would be a great way to do it by yourself, except it's a little bit in the way when you're dumping material.
Yeah.
Right? What Dr. Johnson does is he uses tubs like that. Whatever material's going in there, he fills it up, probably a little more full than that, and soaks it
In the tub.
and lets it soak for like 10 minutes and 1 tub at a time.
Yeah.
That's why I do this.
And they use almost exclusively leaf litter, right?
Wood chips is his
Oh,
name.
wood chips?
Wood
Okay.
chips and like about 10% cow manure. So the whole way this was developed, Dr. Johnson got a grant from the USDA and they said, go do something good with cow manure. So he said, well, I'll make compost. It was dairy cow manure, where they're being fed all of this commercial feed. Turns out there's a lot of salt in that shit. And it's something like 5% salt by dry weight.
Holy crap.
And when Alan was talking about mineral salts yesterday, and he's like, not salt. No, salt. And so you end up with very, very salty compost if it's pure dairy cow manure. And he also got really dirty and stinky, and his wife didn't like it. And she told him, you have to come up with a new way to do this. And he agreed with her mainly because he had too much salt. But when he figured this out, he decided she was right.
So we don't have to hold these while they're doing it.
Not while yeah, I mean, because I've seen so many versions of it that are similar to this.
Yeah.
You
got biochar?
I got it.
Yeah.
It's like, this is just
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, that was the next layer. So now you need 2 buckets of leaves.
Scoop and a half per layer.
It's going to wear out, and you put another piece on. Those columns will last, damn near forever. My frames I'm using now for my 5th year.
It's a very specific recipe. It's got to be exactly perfect.
Gotta get the 10 kilogram scale out and start.
Yeah, you're right. If you were even a half kilo off, I mean, this thing's a failure.
Ratios, man.
This is cheaper. It's good enough for the job.
So, the only thing that's important about this is it goes all trouble again.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. What I've been looking at is this. If we got
Let's throw some comfrey in there.
If you got somebody someplace with like the microbiology is
Yeah.
and we'll go do the IMO.
Yeah.
We'll set them on compost yards.
Yeah.
Because we're always composting.
Goals of our enemies next.
The blood of the vanquished.
Yes, what are the
Yeah.
So, it might need the IMO.
What do you think? Let's make it a salad.
Sort of like a 7-layer compost salad.
Yeah,
There you
it's
go.
a lasagna.
Yeah.
Lasagna. It's a.
I ain't touching the hoe again.
Yeah, so I can go watch the
Get some
hoe.
rabbit poop.
Yeah.
Some biochar. We worked hard on the biochar.
Nate is now sentenced to hoe job.
So borrow that when you're done. Because when you sit down and don't.
Get it.
Oh, you
Go right in it,
Actually,
number
might be able to
one.
build another one after.
So we need a goat.
They have way more material than I thought we did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like the holler's ever short of material
Yeah.
for composting.
Oh, sorry.
Well, two full ones. You're doing like one and a
Pull
half.
some back towards you.
Yeah, do 2 of them. We have plenty. How full we are. Well, that's actually a lot.
Nothing with the right.
I mean, that's a 21 gallon.
Okay.
If you had to buy that,
In between layers, so
yeah.
like in here.
Yeah. We're doing it because I want her to have biochar in her compost.
All right, water.
I think we need
Rabbit poo?
rabbit poop.
Jack said one more thing of rabbit poo and the biochar.
If I do that with her here, she won't have
We need those
biochar.
rabbit poop stuff.
Yeah, there's someone did put biochar in there.
I'm sure you can start the water. You're not going to hurt anything if he has it the
But
same
these
time.
take a
you're
year to
watering.
finish. So if you're starting out and you need compost this year,
Don't do this.
what would you do?
Do it now.
Start one of these two.
More green.
Start one of these and make normal high turn compost
And vermicompost.
and vermicompost and make a lot of high turn compost. And if you have to use some of it as soon as it's done, fine. But then take another pile of it and age it for like a month after it's finished. Keep it moist. Think of this as a fish tank. If you let the water evaporate from your fish tank, your fish will die, right? And if you let the filter stop running and it's not getting oxygen, your fish will die. You have billions and billions of little fishies in there. Think of it that way, right? Oh, Alan, you were talking about how some of like your architects and landscape people and all, like they want to just start cutting trees down and shit. Yeah. Use this one on. The forest floor is a lake. You wouldn't want to get rid of a lake if it was here, would you? Because that's what you're doing.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. We've had to train the site working companies to understand like our workflow, because all of the site working companies are so used to just bulldozing everything down, right?
I don't want people messing with
Which one? This one? This one, yeah. That needs to go that way a little bit. Kind of compact on that side.
I gotta go stuff that one properly.
Yes, I did. It's almost like I've done it before.
So the idea is you want a breathable and just put some of that.
No hiding. No hiding.
Oh, I'm right here. Here I am. And we're ready for some more.
I mean, Dr. Johnson's an engineer.
All right, let's do it.
Let's be honest. Everything here is
No, I think they're pretty well off. As long as we don't get stupid with the material.
Easy with it.
One of them.
You could do that. It's just not
Oh, we're capping it?
Now, one more and then we'll spread it out.
You have to decide if you want to do whatever you need to do.
I didn't.
I'm just saying, if you do.
I didn't.
Once you go through the storm of the weather, you're going to need about 8 gallons a day.
You got another one over there?
Yeah, this is probably good for this layer.
Don't try to make it work somewhere.
Yeah.
Are we out of rabbit poo?
No, there's still a lot in there.
Let's hit some rabbit poo. Let's hit some comfrey if you have it.
Efficient to do it that way, then you can, but
There's no more leaves. Yeah. Well, at least not like collected already.
it's taking about 10 minutes.
Yeah, biochar, rabbit poo, and water.
10 minutes and then 3, and then 10 minutes and then 3.
We can start watering now. I guess.
Yeah. Once we put that in, we can start watering for sure.
They're also heavy as fuck.
Yeah. Since we're out of leaves, go ahead and hit it with another shovel.
Sorry about that.
Fired.
Where's our water?
Behind me, sitting on the ground. I'll grab it just one
So
second.
don't worry if it gets on your hands. It's really easy to clean off with just plain water. Alright. See if you guys keep it going when I pass it up.
That's going on a BWERUN.
Be run.
And you can build smaller ones using a garbage can like that. Take a piece of the 4-inch thin wall PVC, right? And take a drill and just make it look like Swiss cheese.
What?
And then hose it out really good so you're not putting microplastics in
What?
your
Gotcha,
thing.
yeah.
Stand it right in the center of your garbage can. Drill it. I actually have videos on this in the MSB. Drill a hole in the bottom.
Like making a really big
and then
cake.
drill a 1/2-inch hole in that one and stick that 1/2-inch piece of PVC pipe
Lots of layers.
Here.
Onions have layers.
and into
Lasagna.
that center.
Real tasty
So it can
lasagna.
And then you
Parfait's
can do,
got
instead of
layers.
filling it like
People
we're
love
doing here, you
parfait.
just
I think we're
continue to
good. I think
establish
that's all
your
we're
situation.
throwing on.
Oh, okay.
Are we doing
Let's
keep
put
adding,
let's
just
put
keep adding till
another
it's full? Like a thin
two.
layer?
Let's put another 2 of these
Keep a
on
lid on
there.
it as well.
Oh, for this
Let's
layer.
do it now, yeah.
All around.
Then we'll wet the shit out of it.
Yeah, we need
And all around the bottom.
That'll get us to here, and then they'll cap it with
bottom.
wood chips.
Because these things aren't that expensive. And this is my anti.
Is that what we're gonna do, Sean?
Yeah.
Because you have it in your
That's what
backyard.
we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like trial and error.
And I didn't design it to do that on purpose, but in process, that's what it ended up being.
It depends. A lot of times I'll do partial.
Let's go ahead and get the rest of this.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna go ahead and put about another 2 buckets on,
Yeah,
wet it down, and that'll be it.
that'll be it. All right.
And she gardens.
We got all the leaves in.
All the leaves are in.
All the leaves are brown.
We'll put another couple scoops once we
Yeah.
get this on.
Yeah. Now, if you really wanted to gild the lily and we had enough, you could put an inch of biochar before
man,
you
that's-
capped it. And what's going to happen is, as it's off gassing, it's going to get all that biochar is going to pretty much capture all the off gas, and you're going to hold all those VOCs in your compost. I've even thought about maybe like building some sort of a column that's full of biochar, so that everything is going through biochar. You get almost no off gas that way. And that's another anti-Karen thing, right? If Karen can't smell the compost, you can't complain about the compost.
Right. Yeah, I think that might be it, guys. Well, you know what? No, because it'll tamp down once
Yeah, it'll
we get it
tamp
wet.
down.
Let's
So
do
like
another
one more load of.
One more load, yeah.
Do you wet down the top layer too, or is that gonna stay just dry?
No, wet,
as well?
everything wet. And then if we had the wood chips, we would wet them. Haven't you been at my place when we built these?
Yeah, but I don't think we've ever finished one while we were all around.
Oh, you left.
Well, we just I think
Well,
one
I
of
made
them
the
we
mistake.
ran out of shit.
I made
too.
I made the mistake this year of doing it on Saturday like she did.
You weren't at this last
Yeah.
fall, were you?
Yeah.
You were? Well, yeah, shit, we did the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was there. I'm on video getting told.
The only thing we didn't do
was
was
break harder.
The only thing we didn't do was these.
With the with that. That's
Yeah.
right. I didn't remember that.
The only thing we didn't do was these.
Right.
These are my newest thing. I came up with those when I did my class in January, my mini class, my clean out the coop class. Wait, we didn't even do one of these this year. It was last one. It was 2 ago.
Was it?
Yeah, because I did in January. We did a complete coop clean out. That was the one everybody was tired of shit. I'm like, I'm not doing that to people anymore.
Okay. I thought it was the last workshop.
No, they all blend together, man.
Yeah, I know. Especially after what 11 years of doing them.
Yeah. You know, in the
All right,
beginning we did so many a year. We did like 3 and 4 in a year. I bet in total we've done like 30. That's why when Dorothy's like, I need you to find a venue if you want to keep doing this shit. I'm like, I get it. I understand, buddy.
Well, I haven't heard, but are you gonna sell more tickets now? That you're,
Oh yeah,
you're not-
definitely.
You're not limited by your.
I have to make the economics work of paying for the venue. But it's going to be, I would say from a comfort perspective, it's going to be much nicer. Yeah, just shovel it all up on there. Just kind of equally distributed if you can. And you notice it's not becoming a hazard to breathe, and that's because it's moist. And that's all you have to do to really make it safe is make your biochar moist. You can take like a light mist like that and just lightly mist it and give it a little time. And you don't have to worry about getting it wet everywhere because it will, through basically osmotic action, it's going to evenly distribute through the whole system.
If you over-sterilize them so they never challenge, there's a critical development.
If you completely dry it out, it's pretty cool though. It sounds like glass when you like move it. Tinkle.
That's how you know.
I mean, it's one level off being graphite.
It's basically a ceramic, right?
Yeah. It's the carbon skeleton.
Hey, Sean, if you grab the next Yingling,
Yeah,
it'd be
it was a
awesome.
mess.
Thank you, sir.
If you get it just right, it works, and it's beautiful, but when you get it wrong, you don't ever want to do it again, so I don't. I do need to try the steel leaf vacuum. Michael Whitman swears that works beautifully, and you just want it barely damp. It won't make a muddy mess if it's barely damp, right? But if it's really wet, it makes a muddy mess. The wood chipper, it has to be wetter, because those steel leaf vacuums, they have a bag on them that is small enough particle size that the dust doesn't come out. The guys who do it commercially, they make like giant leaf vacuums. They look like a water buffalo that they carry water around in the military, and they have like a big, like looks like something goes on a dryer or exhaust. And they use that, and the reason they say they use that is apparently as strong as that is, it won't pick up a nail. And if a nail gets in there and you create a spark while you have dust, you have basically a great stop from developing physiologically everything you need to be able to walk. In 2025, application next year. We can do several different applications.
All right. Sweat down the top layer.
We can do an application right now to Nicole's one wicking bed that's not very happy. Does not get hit. Use this your customers always sort of right. Well, I want to be careful that I don't get ants in it. I don't want to transmit ants. I'll do it. That way, if it does happen, at least if it does happen, it's my fault. I'll take the hit. I don't mind.
Here, I'll grab that, Jack. You don't want to get any of this shit in there.
No, I don't. I think about 2 gallons That's going to be it, so we can put these wherever you want them.
Probably on the trailer. You guys want to grab them and stick them in the trailer?
Because no matter where they're supposed to go, it's easier for the trailer to go there.
Yep.
roughly like that. We'll discuss it from okay, so this dish, so I can like put a ridiculous amount of ginger and garlic in there. I can put a crackle in the stock. Right? I can do this and that.
And once we get everything finally wet, we can pull this rebar too, and that way they have them to make more.
Yeah. Would you want to wait for them to get the wood chip?